welcome to the Ruby and Roses podcast. My name is Addie. I am the creator and yarn dyer behind Ruby and Roses Yarn. I am 18 years old and I'm coming to you from Indiana. This is going to be a pretty jam-packed episode because it's been a while since I filmed a podcast video. I have some design talk, I have a little bit of crochet, a lot of knitting content, a new project that I cast on, so it's going to be a really fun episode. But first up, I'm going to talk about the new cast on because it's what I'm most excited about lately, and I even knit on it a few moments this morning, which was fun. I even have it in my lap. It is my Penguono. So I have not shown this on the podcast yet. It's a brand new cast on because I wanted to have something, a new cast on for the trip that I just took to Milwaukee. There is going to be a vlog coming out next Sunday that is going to just be such a fun vlog about Milwaukee and Madison and a little touch of Chicago in there. So it'll be a really fun vlog, I hope. So that is what is going to come up next episode or next video. But yeah, I always cast on a new project when I go on a trip. I don't go out of town that often, so whenever I do, I like to just commemorate the moment with a new cast on. So this is my Penguono. I will put a picture here of what it looks like, what the original looks like. It's a design by Stephen West. There are just so many different interpretations of this pattern. That is one of the reasons that really drew me into it. You can just create a completely different look depending on the colors you choose, the size you choose, and that's just really inspiring to me. I love just being able to have all that creative freedom. It's just really is what I thrive on. So I have all of the yarn that I wanted to have it just filled with color. I wanted it to be just a very beautiful, like, colorful palette, and I wanted it to all be Ruby and Roses yarn. With that being said, I picked out a sock set, like every sock set I have in the shop right now that was launched in my Rarities collection. I saved one for myself, and that is what I'm going to be using for this Penguono. So here is what they all look like in my basket. There's so many. I'm not going to go into each colorway because it will be linked down in the show notes, which is where I have all of the pattern links saved along with the yarn links, and I will have my sock set link down there, and you can choose whatever sock sets you love. I pretty much used every single sock set from my Rarities collection, and yeah, I'm also holding a strand of lace weight mohair, and it just gives it the most incredible feel. I'm obsessed with mohair. I forgot how much I love holding it along with like merino wool. It's just the most incredible thing ever. So I just restocked this colorway on mohair and on my Surrey lace. So if you want to use any of those for your Penguono, then I would definitely hop on that. Again, it will be linked down in the show notes. But yeah, just so many really fun colorways in this project. All of these are all of my sock sets that were released in Rarities, and basically I just loved the color palette that this whole collection was, and it just I really wanted to save a colorway from each one just because it was a super special collection, the first one here in Indiana since I just moved, and it was just, yeah, super fun. So that's what I'm using, and this was my Sojourner colorway, and this is my Homestead colorway. So all of these are all one of a kinds that are in the shop. Once they sell out, I will not be restocking them. But yeah, I love the back panel so far. As you can see, I don't have a ton done, but it was a trip knitting. Anyways, I just really wanted a new cast on that was just a complete fun project that, yeah, I just felt like doing. So this will be super fun. I am not making any modifications on this pattern so far. It's really cool how he designed it. It's basically the exact same pattern for every size, from like small to extra large, which is crazy. But he basically you can create your own size based on what size yarn you use. So like fingering weight to like bulky. So I am holding 2 strands of fingering weight double, and I'm also holding a strand of lace weight mohair along with it. So that is the gauge that I'm using. And then I forget what size needle. I'm using a size 9 knitting needle, my trusty Chow Goose, of course. And yeah, I did a total of 2/3 the back panel in Sojourner, and then I'm going to be doing the last 1/3 in Homestead. And I cannot wait to get to the welts. That's what I'm going to be getting to next. But anyways, that is my Penguono progress. So my next project is something you guys have seen so much of, and it is my traveler's blanket. So I am one color away from being finished. I literally just have one color repeat and then the final border, but I just wanted to show it because I did get kind of a lot done on this, so that was a really fun little update. I just have one more color left, but to be honest, I haven't just felt the need to pick this up because I am so over this project. I think I finally hit that point. I'm just ready for it to be done, and I am just really looking forward to moving on to other projects, but I'm gonna try to make this a point to finish. It's also hard because I can't take it anywhere, so I don't know. I will finish this at some point, I promise, and get this pattern out quite soon because I am tantalizingly close to being finished. But on like a side note of this project, the other thing that I am working on is the border for this blanket. So as you will have seen this many times, I got actually a lot of knitting done on this. I think I was at about like 1/3 of the way done or 2/3, and now I'm like almost, wow, I have such a mess, you guys. That's what happens when it's in my bag that I take everywhere with me. I feel like it just gets into be such a mess, but yeah, it is just coming along so nicely. I have so much knit on this. So yeah, I'm hoping to have, my goal for next episode is to have this completely finished for side one and hopefully have the second one cast on as well. But the problem is I can't completely finish this until the body of the blanket is finished because of the way that it's designed. So that'll prompt me to finish the blanket so I can finish the border and attach it to one side. And then I feel like the second side is just really gonna fly because I'll have that like finished, like almost feeling of a finished object because it's coming close. But yeah, I'm still obsessed with this stitch pattern. I have a progress keeper from Lock and Lou on here. It's a beautiful little pansy. And whoops. And so yeah, this is coming along nicely. This colorway is in the shop. It will be linked down below in the show notes of the Traveler's Blanket. I think all of the mini sets from my Traveler's Blanket have sold out by now, so thank you so much. But there is going to be so many 10-gram mini sets. I mean, there is so many 10-gram mini sets in the shop. I have just went 10-gram crazy and so many 20 grams. So if you're in the market for mini sets, saving up for this pattern, then I definitely have you covered. There's so many minis, and I definitely had time of my life dyeing them up. So yeah, this is the border, and I am almost done with 200 grams. I only have a little bit left, which is crazy that it's already used up 200 grams. Luckily I've saved quite a few skeins, so I will not be running out of yarn. But yeah, I love this colorway. Almost matches my shirt. It's just a beautiful mauve, just a lot of grays in this one, so I love it. And next up, I'm going to be sharing my Battenberg blanket. I got so much crocheting done on this. I was in a crochet craze. I was going so hard on this project. So look at how long it is. It's so big. Anyways, I'm loving this knit, or this crochet. If I called this a knit for the rest of my life, I'm so sorry, to all the crocheters out there, because I am so used to saying this knit or make that I never really acknowledge the fact that it's crochet, so I am sorry about that. But it's been such a fun project, and I was crocheting on this so much, and I have a sad story about this project because as you will know, I had the most beautiful crochet hook, like the crochet hook of my dreams that I was using with this project, and yeah, I ended up breaking it, and I am so bummed about that because I am just gonna need to be more careful next time. I will not take this crochet hook with me. It was not the fault of the makers at all. It was completely my bad. But anyways, I was so bummed that it broke, and but yeah, I contacted the maker and she said she'll make me another one, and I'm so excited about that. So it's all good now, but I don't have a crochet hook for this project, and I'm just gonna wait until I get that new crochet hook, which I know I could just go out and buy a size 3, but I want to just wait. So anyways, it'll probably be nice for my wrist to have a good break from this project, but yeah, I love it. It's so fun. Anyways, a ton done. This is knit with my 2021 Christmas Advent Calendar and my Gallivant Tonal, which will be restocked June 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It is coming in my Favorites Round 1 collection. So for all of you that have been dying to snag this colorway, then it will be up, I promise. I'm going to be dyeing so much, so if it sells out, and if it does sell out, I will just dye more. So you will definitely get your hands on this colorway, because it's one of my favorites as well. It's this beautiful like pink toned tan. It's so gorgeous. And then all the minis were one of a kinds that were dyed in my Christmas advent calendar. So if you are in the market for a Christmas advent calendar, this year's are currently in the shop. The color palette is going to be not the same as this one. I do a new color palette every year for Advent. So is what I like. If you are curious to what the color palette might be for this year's Advent, then this is like all I say because I feel like it's so true to like the integrity of an Advent to keep it a surprise. And so I'll probably just never divulge too much information about it just because I feel like the surprise element is such a key fun factor for it. But basically, if you see all of my colorways and the colors that I gravitate to, the colors that I dye, then if you love those colors, if they really speak to you, you just feel like they're completely your colors as well, then you will love this Advent, because I really try to not do anything out of my norm too much with the Advent calendar. I feel like it definitely stretches my creative skills, as it should, but I don't do anything like that is going to be unexpected, I feel like, because I really want you to be able to trust my trust my palette, trust what I really love, and just if you love my aesthetic, then chances are you're really gonna love this Advent, because I can't wait to start dyeing it up. I'm already planning it. It's gonna be the entire month of August that I will be dyeing a colorway every day. So it's just gonna be such a fun month. So anyways, those are in the shop. I think they're already 40% gone, which blows my mind. Craziness, but anyways, I just love last year's Advent. Yeah, such beautiful colors, and I cannot wait to see what I end up doing for this year's Advent. Which brings me, like, talking about Advent, it brings me to my next project, because my project is yarn dyeing. I have not cast anything on. Next episode it will be a cast on, because as you know, if you've been following me for a while, oh wait, one last thing about this. Look at this petite project bag, or it's not a project bag. Look at this petite basket. For some reason, I want to call these project bags because they are like the same as a project bag to me. And this follows me all over my apartment. It sits on a table beautifully, obviously, and it's just like fun because you can see all of the different colorways you have in it. It's just one of my favorite baskets because it's so small, so compact, and it's just like beautiful to see the little color peeking out and then see your project. So I will be showing all of the baskets that I have in stock, all the different color combos and all of that stuff in the shop tour segment of this episode. But anyways, just a little plug for this because I'm obsessed with this basket, and it just is, yeah, a great addition to my making. So yeah, anyways, back to my yarn dyeing talk. So you would have seen it in the intro of this podcast, but I'm going to show you a little bit of a bit of it up close, like my favorite colors from it. So those mini sets are currently in the shop. I will have them linked down below in my dream cast on segment, because I'm not going to be showing them in the shop tour. I showed other mini sets and I just didn't want to make it too terribly long, but they will be linked down below. And yeah, they are all the minis you saw at the beginning. I will have another video in here while I'm talking about it, but all of those minis, I basically I dyed them up because I wanted to create 24 cohesive colorways before Advent season to knit up as my prototype. So I didn't want to actually use the Advent that will be used for later on. I just wanted to create a new palette because first of all, I would need to have it finished before the end of August when these colorways will be ready. And I just thought it would be fun to have a completely different sample before Advent. So that's what I decided to do. The first palette I dyed up, I loved it, but then after a while I was like, you know what, I can do better, and I don't really love it anymore. And every once in a while, and that will happen to me, and I don't fight it, because it's just not I'm just not going to be 100% into a color. I'm not going to keep it. So that was sort of what my thought process was. So I took a whole day off of dyeing favorites to dye up these minis. And I am so glad that I did, you guys. It was just the best decision ever, because now I have colorways that I am 110% in love with that is just going to make the design process so much better. And I know it's really going to show through in the design, the fact that I spent even more time designing these colorways than I originally did. So anyways, that is just a little bit of Advent talk, I guess, that's all of the like Advent pattern you are going to see is the yarn I'm going to be using. So this will also give you an idea of what a fade designed by me looks like. You'll notice there are a few in there that are very like pop colors that aren't going to be like very cohesive. And for me, that's just what makes a fade incredible, is having it to be a little bit more abstract and not your classic fade, like fading from one color to another. So anyways, I am so excited about this year's Advent and I cannot wait to cast on. I already have my needles purchased for it. I also have like a little bit of pattern design, a bit of the pattern already designed, and I'm sure it'll be changed at some point because that's what I do. But yeah, that is gonna be what I am creating for this year's Advent, because not only are you going to be receiving 24 unique colorways along with the full skein, you're also gonna be receiving a custom wax and wool candle, which I finalized the prototype, and oh my word, you guys are gonna die when you smell this candle. It is so good. I've already been burning mine a little bit because even though it's very Christmassy, it's just, I mean, we're almost in Christmas in July, right? We only have a few more weeks. So it's an amazing candle. They're going to be packaged in red and green velvet hand-stamped bags. It's gonna be so good. That's like my classic Advent staple. I feel like I'm always gonna use red and green velvet bags unless something changes drastically, but I love these bags. So I'm going to be packaging them in that. And I'm also going to be designing a pattern to go with the Advent. So whether you purchase the 24 skein option or the 24 skein plus 100 gram skein option, you will be able to have a pattern for both. The colorway I'm going to be using for this Advent is actually going to be my journal colorway. It's this beautiful neutral filled with gray speckles. You'll see that in the shop tour, but it's going to be really beautiful to use that along with the 24 minis. So anyways, that is going to be my dream cast on, the one I'll be probably casting on next Sunday, I imagine. I normally do tons of knitting on the weekends and then not so much during the week, but weekends are really fun to spend a lot of time knitting and making. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode. I wanted it to be quite short since I'm going to be releasing more videos lately, but before I sign off and flip the screen around to show you all the colorways that are in the shop that are like new or things you might not have seen if you don't follow me on Instagram. But one thing I wanted to mention, something I've been thinking about a lot for this YouTube channel, is I want to do like a video every other podcast episode that is not podcast oriented, but it's going to be something that addresses just like questions that I feel like especially beginners have when they enter the yarn dyeing world, or they enter into like knitting with hand dyed yarn, and just questions like around that. So I would love to know in the comments, what is like that one thing for you? Like if there's something you wish an indie dyer talked about or you wished a knitter addressed, then please let me know in the comments, because I'm going to be scheduling out videos for the next few months about just like teaching tips, or just something that helps you like either plan projects, or I will be doing one on teaching how I wind yarn, because I know you guys have been asking for that for a while, and I now have like a better setup where I can feasibly do a video like that. So like how I wind yarn, it could just be anything, because I feel like it's been so long since I was a beginner that I've almost forgotten how beginners think, and that's so sad, because I really want to be able to help you guys in just like all of the making things, because I feel like that's really important. So let me know in the comments, like, what video do you want me to do that addresses like a problem that you've been struggling with through your making journey? Then let me know in the comments, and I will try to like figure out how I would do a video about it, or either direct you to a video of some kind. So anyways, I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see this new phase of YouTube for me, and to hopefully produce content that answers a lot of your questions that you have. So anyways, that is it for this episode. I will show you a few of the fun things that are in the shop, like a lot of minis and a lot of like really fun baskets since I just restocked them, and a little bit of what I've been dyeing for my upcoming collection launch. So stick around, and I will talk to you all again next week when I share a vlog that I'm so glad to finally be uploading. It's been a hot minute, but yeah, I hope you enjoy this vlog, the next one that I do, and I will see you all again in a week. Bye. So in this week's shop tour, I'm going to keep it quite short. This is all of the colorways that I've been previewing on Instagram for my Favorites Round 1 collection, which will launch June 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And here are some colorways that, yeah, these are the ones that I dyed first. All of the speckled colorways. This one is Pensive. It released in my Harry Potter collection. It's just filled with a lot of really fun speckles. I love how they've blended together in this section. Lots of greens, blues, pinks, purples, along with this really light sky blue base. And there's also some white patches. I think this will knit up super fun. Here we have Butterbeer. This is by far my most popular colorway. It's also a Harry Potter colorway, but you all love it so much. I even dyed up some sock sets that I'll show you later on both bases actually. So there's gonna be so much of that colorway in the shop. This is my Victorian colorway. It's just very like delicate colors that are super rich and intense. I love all the jewel tones that are featured in this skein, along with a few neutral speckles that add some flair. And here it's pictured on my plump rose base. So this is a very old colorway that I decided to bring back. Now this colorway, you're probably thinking you've never seen it before, and you would be right. This is my journal colorway. It is a really fun neutral that I decided to dye up for the shop. I dyed it mostly for a new pattern that I will be designing, the one that I showed you that I will be making out of Advent Minis, the Advent Minis prototype. And I get a lot of emails asking for colorways that would be suitable for like guy knits or just a significant other in your life, and I think this one fits the bill along with Butterbeer. They're just great neutral colorways. Over here we have my apple cider colorway, which pretty much sold out. There was a few skeins left in the shop, but it will be making a comeback on all of the bases. Over here we have Headspace, which is just such a fun springtime colorway. A lot of neon speckles along with a few that sort of tone that down, and yeah, there's just a lot of really cool speckles in that one. And here we have Whispering Pines. I probably didn't even have to say the name because I know you recognized it. I have had this colorway in the shop for so many months, but it always sells out, so I am excited to have this restocked in the shop. It's just a really beautiful green filled with a lot of fun speckles, so that will also be available on all the bases. And then last but not least, we have Lucy. This colorway, if you'll remember, I think it was in one of my very first shop tours. And for some reason, that's just the memory I have of it. It was a really fun colorway to dye. And originally I thought I would discontinue it. But if you were one of the people that wrote me an email wishing that it would make a comeback, then here you go. I just decided to add it to the dye schedule, and I'm really glad that I did because I really forgot how beautiful this colorway is. So these are all of the speckled colorways that I dyed this week, and stay tuned for my next, not my next video, but the one after that, where I will be sharing all of the other colorways that are coming in favorites. But now we are moving on to tonals. I love the color palette of this week's tonals. There is just a really fun vibe to this one. So first up we have Lucky Penny. This colorway was slightly revamped. As most of you know, I feel like I have quite a few different ratios of dyes in this colorway, and a few of them were just slightly off, so I wanted to make sure this colorway was perfect before I restocked it. So here we have Lucky Penny. Like I said, this one is my Petal colorway, just this soft and delicate pink. Here's what it looks like on my worsted weight base. Over here we have Golden Hour, just a really fun gold colorway. I love the undertones of neon yellow along with the like top coat of really dark brown makes this electric gold colorway. And then here we have my Demure colorway. It's a really beautiful pink that launched in my Evoking Autumn collection of last year. And yeah, here are this week's tonals. There's going to be so many more tonals in next week's dye schedule, so stay tuned for that. And before I end this video, I wanted to give you a really quick studio update because you haven't seen it since my first dye day, I think, and so much has happened since then. So much dyeing has taken place. So over here we have a lot of mini sets, as you can see, pretty much 50-50, 20 grams, 10 grams, and I've had so much fun dyeing them up. So first up over here is my Butterbeer sock set. It is going to be available on Soft Rose and Plump Rose when I launch my favorites collection. And it features my Butterbeer colorway and Lucky Penny. I think this combo is so fun. And then over here we have my Grandiose Minis collection. This features my plump rose base and my rose gold and soft rose. So a lot of these are available on quite a few bases. As you can see, this is just such a fun and bright mini set. A lot of really cool colorways in this one. And then up here we have my Caribbean Tides Minis collection, which just has a lot of beautiful shades of blue in it, along with a few purples. Over here we have my Glow Stick Minis collection, which is just filled with neons. Over here we have Light My Love Minis collection, Ostentatious. Over here we have Garden Party, another 20 gram mini set. This is one of my favorites. I love the subtle colorways along with that like fun neutral right there. A lot of really pretty colors in this one. And then this sock set was, this is my sock set sampler, but it's so fun how I packaged it. I've never seen anyone put a total of 11 20 gram minis in one bundle before. So it definitely just creates such a fun aesthetic, I feel like. And then here we have my Thicket Minis collection, which features a ton of earth tones, along with a few of this like rose pink and a really fun dusty yellow. So yeah, that one will be perfect for like fall knits, or if you just really love browns, I feel like that would also be really cool. Over here we have my Forest Canopy Minis collection. I love this orange pop. I feel like orange and green is such a fun combo. And we just have a few more of my Electrified Minis collection, and then this is a brand new mini set that I featured on my Instagram stories and you all loved it so much. It is my Lakeshore Drive Minis collection, which is inspired by driving through Chicago, as you would have seen on my vlog next week. And then last but not least, we have my Rushlight Minis collection, which is just filled with so many fiery colorways. I love this bright orange, along with just like a charcoal gray. Super fun collection of color. So that is just a little preview of a lot of the minis I've been dyeing lately. And as you can see, the yarn wall is filling up so much. I'm prepping for, again, my favorites collection, and I feel like it's just yeah, coming along so beautifully. I also wanted to just preview a few of the baskets, since I have had so many more come in. You all like cleaned me out after I showed them last time, and I wanted to be able to order quite a few to give you a big selection, because I know it can be a bit nerve-wracking to order a basket when you don't really know what colors you'll be getting, or if I even have one in that color palette. So I wanted to make sure to have so many options for all of you. So over here we have my Essentials Market Basket, which is perfect for 1 to 2 skeins, a great traveling sock project basket. And then over here we have my Petite Market Basket, which is the oval sized ones. They're great for like a coffee table project or something like that, where it's just yeah, just traveling around. Like it can just work really well. So here we have my Petite, and then over here is my Spacious Market Baskets. They are a pretty good size. They're great for like a sweater's quantity, or for like the beginnings of like a blanket. I really love them for that purpose, and as you can see, there's a lot of really fun colors in all of these baskets, whether you love cool tones or warm tones or pinks or purples, so many fun ones. And over here we have my Shopping Tote baskets, which are perfect for over your arm and traveling with. They just are great for, again, about like 3 to 4 skeins. So you could do like a fingering weight sweater project in there. And then here is a brand new basket option that I am stocking in the shop. This is my Capacious baskets. And so as you can see, they are so big. This will hold like definitely a blanket project or like a bulky sweater project. So many possibilities in this one. Or you can just use this to house all your whips. I have one of those in my closet actually that has quite a few project bags. Here I have one that is holding all of the sock sets that are in the shop. Every single one. I think there's a total of 13 in here, as well as a minis collection. And there is still room for more. So yeah, these baskets are really large. These are my Capacious Market Baskets, and each one of these options will be linked down below depending on which one you would like to purchase. So yeah, I also love the color palette in this basket. So fun.